Now, while Donald Trump speaks about the senseless murder of a mother of five by an illegal immigrant, what is the Biden administration border czar Kamala Harris up to?
We talk about it.
Yes, the Vice President is busy welcoming the cast of Queer Eye to the White House. Meanwhile, the border crisis continues. Got illegal immigrants committing unspeakable crimes. We've got more than 2 million a year crossing the southern border illegally. Joining me now is journalist and filmmaker Ami Horowitz. Ami, we're not just talking about isolated cases here. I know there's some cases that receive a great deal of media coverage, but in 2023 alone, there were 73,000 non-citizens arrested for crimes. Now, of course, not all of them are illegal immigrants, but when you've had more than 7 million cross illegally during Biden's term, you'd expect the border czar to be a little bit more focused on her job. This is something that she was charged with some time ago. I don't even know how many times she's been down to that southern border.
Look, Biden is so bad at this. I mean, again, this is the #1 issue in the country, either one or two based on polling. And they are completely failing on this. Look, this whole idea that they're trying to shift the blame to Republicans is total insanity. This dog won't hunt. Yes, for 3 years they did nothing. And then in the fourth year, and they realized they're down the polls, all of a sudden he found the ability to do an executive order. All of a sudden he said, hey, let's negotiate a deal with Republicans. Nobody believes that. Now, of course, if it was look, the thing that's crazy is, like, I know he doesn't care about the border, but just for self-preservation. Look, this whole thing about the people who crossed the border, 10 people from Tajikistan who were trying to commit terrorist attacks. 3 of them came through ports of entry. And they said, but they were vetted. You mean you were relying on records from Tajikistan? That's how this thing works? That's how you're saying we're going to vet these people coming through? I mean, it is unbelievable. Could you imagine what would happen if they actually committed a terrorist attack? This election would be over. Just based on that, I know he doesn't care about the border and the protection of Americans. Based on that, dude, you got to stop these guys from coming in.
Well, yeah, it's not a priority, quite clearly. I want to ask you about Hollywood and its reaction to the ongoing Israeli-Hamas war. Actor John Cusack is the latest Hollywood star to peddle October 7 conspiracy theories. I don't know what else we can call this. He's tweeting and retweeting all sorts of anti-Israeli nonsense, including this from an activist who says Israel killed many, if not most, of its own people on October 7. What do you say to that, Ami?
This is a particularly sad story for me, Rita, because John Cusack was a fixture of my childhood. And it's sad to see how this guy has degraded himself, not just on Israel, but he's a crazy leftist across the board. Now, look, because I do show prep for you, Rita, right? So I actually went on the internet and looked up John Cusack for the news. And the #1 article by John Cusack was how he didn't get what he wanted in the movie High Fidelity. The problem is, first of all, exemplifies a couple of problems. One is a problem with the left when it comes to Israel, right? He's a man of the left. He said he won't talk to anybody in his family who are supporters of Trump. And this is what you get on the hard left, this anti-Israel and, frankly, anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. But the bigger problem is that they're not covering this. This is not being covered by the mainstream media or pretty much anybody else. That's the major issue. This guy has a record. It's not one thing. This is a guy who has reposted that Hamas was created by Israel, that there were no rapes that happened on October 7th. This is a guy who was posted Israel's committing genocide. He reposted somebody tweeting how Zionists should all be killed. This guy is a crazy person. That's not covered, but what was covered today was the fact, trying to describe why he didn't rejoin Hot Tub Time Machine #2.